Good evening. Hey, it's Gord. How you doing? I'm again you have the pleasure of reading the title before I've even thought it up how that's possible. That's the one of the conundrums of time, hey? Pretty interesting. I don't know what I'm calling it yet, but it's going to be along the lines of I was surprised by my own pain. Um, and I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have been. I've been caught off guard. I'm today I never got out of the house. I had big plans for today. I really did. I never got out of the house. Yeah, I had some issues last night that really got my stress levels up. Huge, huge. But I can't blame it all on that because we don't know all that causes fibro issues, fibromyalgia. But today, wow, my skin has really, really hurt. My fingers and my toes, the pain is all just excruciating, absolutely excruciating. And the anxiety level, that can be a bit of last night, a bit of the fact that this weekend we lose an hour, that affects people. It affects me because I have sleep issues. Um, so all of that together, a lot of pain today. That shouldn't surprise me, but it did. It did. Um, Even though everything around me points at the fact that I should be taking more of my medicine, I find myself in a bit of a conundrum when it comes to my meds. I'm off of all the pharmaceuticals. That's why the pain is taking me by surprise and shouldn't have. My own doctor raised my prescription for cannabis the moment she heard that I am dropping the pharmaceuticals, especially the propanolol, which really helped with the arthritic pains that I would start feeling again. As she warned me, although those things have bad side effects, they do some good and they do block pain and they do solve some of the rheumatoid issues, and I'm getting rid of that. So she raised my my limit. Now that's easier said than done. If this were an opiate, raising she doubled my grams per day, my prescription. She doubled it. If this were one of my previous pharmaceuticals and it got doubled, which happened one time, and after a couple of weeks we backed off, all that meant was about an extra $20 out of pocket. Doubling this prescription when healthcare says it's a medicine but won't cover it is a huge expense out of the pocket. So I have been unable to live up to my medical requirements because of financial concerns. I'm not asking any of you for help on that. I'm saying I am realizing when I was told, yeah, your need for marijuana is going to go up because your pain level is going to be much, much higher. I heard all that, but lesson learned, and I hope some of you learn it before, not the hard way, is it's true. The pain level goes up and your need goes up. But therein lies the rub. This is, by the way, Deep Chunk from MMJ Total Healthcare. Now, therein lies the rub. They tell you you need more. You know you need more. But because it costs you a lot of money, and if you're like me, you have family, and most of you do, it's really difficult to throw that much more money at your pain. So I have a new I have a new challenge for myself is I have to readjust to find the right expenditure level, which I'm working on with my partners, and I call them partners because they're just people who care about patients because they're patients. Their patients is MMJ Total Healthcare. They have really helped in just talking me through these issues and finding ways to better medicate. I would have been better off, thanks the post office was slow, or I'd have my pills already. And those THC pills do absolutely wonder without too much more expense. So that's my next avenue, is to find the best way to have high pain relief without doubling my requirement for flour. Because if I double my requirement for flour, I'm going to have to beg for food. And that doesn't mean it's a bad situation. In fact, I don't believe in bad situations. I believe in opportunities. And this is an opportunity to change things. Today was a rough day. I shouldn't have to have rough days like this. I need to stock up on the THC pills. Definitely that helps me through the rougher days. So that if something happens, I have some aside. I should be making more butter. Really, a can of tea I haven't had in weeks and weeks. And that would really be helpful right about now. I need to find some really, not even $7 a gram. I would like to find $4 a gram so that I could just make butter out of it. So that I have something to take the edge off when the edge is high like it was last night. Cheers again. You see, a lot of times, us with chronic pain, and most of you watching know this, because most of you watching have some form of it. I know I have cancer patients who follow me. Bless y'all. I know that I have people who have chronic pain like me. Not dying from it, but sometimes you wish you were. No, take that back. Take that back. We all share a kinship. And there's something about that kinship. It doesn't matter the level of your pain or the end result of your pain. It's we're all working together to find the best way to manage it without hurting our bodies. I said this before, and that's why I like these talks. Cheers again. We are the Wild West pioneers of the cannabis medical phenomena. They will look back at the teens and probably the 20s as the 2020s, not the 1920s, as the revolution of cannabis, the revolution of medicine. Because they're going to find that 95% of our ailments are covered by this, by a change in lifestyle, by eating, by consuming, by, as one guy said, making a tonic that helps prevent everything. Because if it's solving so many ailments, then, as he said, one must suppose and then prove, that's what, find it, theorize, and then prove or deny, one must suppose that it can also prevent most of what it's curing. And we had 80 years that we could have figured all this out, but the government failed us. Let's never forget that. The government failed you. The government failed your parents. Many of you have parents that are already gone, like me. The government failed my mother. The government taught her that tobacco was okay and kept releasing more and more abilities for the tobacco growers and subsidies and everything else because they had lots of money, but kept the medicine that could have saved my mother and your brother and your sister and your child. CBD for children. Charlotte's Web. Amazing how many children's lives have been saved, but how many were held back? We can never forgive our governments for doing this. They were all part and parcel of it. Oh, sure, there's some people who said, I just believed in the science. But when it's debunked that many times, it's pretty sad. So just believing in the science anymore is not the answer. It's not the way, and it's not something I accept as anything. As I said to somebody close to me, stop assuming that certain things are dangerous when it comes to marijuana. Research, or don't have an opinion, because you can't base an opinion on feelings, on I'm afraid of that stuff because I don't know enough about it. Learn, and until you learn, your opinion should not matter, but the problem is too many people let it matter. We need to I was about to say we need to silence those critics, but no, critics are always good. I believe in critics. I believe in everyone's right to say anything, no matter how stupid, ugly, mean, or nice. We have to be ourselves, but we need to stop giving a voice to those who push the stigma and really raise the voice of those who do not. Those who fight the stigma, push them out there. Push them out there. Give them more airtime. Give them more of a platform for people to hear them. Let them shout from rooftops. Believe me, if I could climb a few rooftops, I'd be shouting from them. Now's the time to stand up for the medical use of this plant and be at the base, at the very base of its existence. I usually don't smoke. I've really cut back on smoking flower because I'm also just trying to, even though the carcinogens are counteracted by the cannabis and your lung function actually grows because of smoking, it grows further if I vape and not smoke. But I'll tell you, I made no rosin today. Why? Because my skin hurt too bad today. My shoulders, my fingers, my toes. No, I don't make rosin with my toes. But if I could have, I would have. So I never got a chance to squeeze this and vape it. And I need my medicine. I'm realizing I have to get past the guilt that has been placed on me for taking medicine. I have to get past that. I've had that drilled in me like Pavlov's dog, that you're taking away from your child. You're taking away from your child. Every time you spend money on this stuff, you're taking away from your child. But I'm giving to my child because I'm giving my child a medically sound father rather than a scared, hurt old man that he looks after 2 days out of every 2 weeks. That hasn't happened in 2 weeks, and that's wonderful. Cheers, peace, love, and harmony. And please look around for people without smiles. Let's give them yours. I'll give you mine. Peace.